So, a few examples. So, if you want to go to movie or study, a decision is to be taken. So, you want to eat salad or sandwich, a decision is to be taken. Or you want to go to job or go for higher studies, a decision is to be taken. So, the common thing here is you need to take some decision, and if you want to go with a movie, there are separate steps, and if you want to study, separate actions are there. So this can be indicated in a programming language by selection statement or if statement. So this is the selection structure. You can see in this, if this condition is satisfied, that is if it is true, then one or more statements to be executed if condition is true. If condition is false, then again a separate set of statements will be there to be executed. So you have to select the path, which path you want to go, either the truth path or false path. So this is the decision box, which indicates the condition. If the condition is true, it follows this path, true path. If condition is not satisfied, then it follows the false path. And then both of them, after executing the set of statements or performing certain actions, they will again join at some point to continue the remaining statements in the program. Loops. That is another programming construct. So in the next session, we are going to discuss loops. Hi all. This is our second session. In the previous session, that is the first session, we gave an introduction to programming and discussed the importance of data structures. And I would like to review the C programming language once again. In that process, we are discussing the selection statement, that is the if some condition is true, then perform a set of actions. If the condition is false, then you have to perform a different set of actions. So this can be implemented using the if programming construct in C language. So I will demonstrate the if programming construct with a program using an online compiler in this session. So on the screen we are having a C program to find maximum between two given numbers. So this is the preprocessor directive, that is a hash include. Anything which starts or begins with hash symbol indicates a preprocessor statement. So it is including this header file. .h indicates that it is a header file. So it is one of the library file indicating the standard input-output statements. So you can use this printf and scanf statements if you can include this stdio.h. So all input-output statements will be there in this library, and we can make use of their functionality by just calling their name. So printf is having an inbuilt routine here which tells the system to display this message on the monitor. Similarly, scanf. So first you are declaring this is the main function, and this is mandatory for any C program. So this is the return type integer. So whenever you specify this return type integer, a return statement should be there at the end of the function. And here empty parenthesis indicates that there are no parameters for this function main. So this is this beginning of the block. So here I am declaring two integers num1 and num2, both are of type integers. So you are communicating a message on the screen to the user, enter two numbers. So this dialog will be displayed on the screen, and using this scanf, this is an input statement. So because I am seeking two integers, I am using two percentile D's here. D stands for integer here. So this is the control string for formatting, and this is the address operator, ampersand num1 is the variable name, comma, and followed by one address operator num2. That means whatever values we enter through keyboard, that will be stored in the addresses of num1 and num2 respectively. And then if num1 is maximum, this is the comment line. So slash followed by an asterisk, and after the comment is sentence is over, again asterisk followed by slash. So a comment can be on a single line or multiple lines. Now I'm using a if statement. I want to find the maximum of the given two numbers. So the two numbers are num1 and num2. So if num1 is greater than num2, then you print a percentile D is maximum. That means this num1 value will be substituted here and it will be printed, that is maximum. And if braces are closed. And once again it comes here, if num2 is greater than num1. So here already the condition is failed. So here also the condition will be failed. And again here also condition will be failed. And that will be the end of the program. That means once a maximum number is printed, it will not satisfy any of the existing conditions, and then it will return 0 to the operating system, which indicates that it is a successful execution. And then this is the terminating braces. So if this condition failed, then it will come to the second one. So if this is failed, means it may be possible that num2 is greater than num1. If this is also not true, then obviously both numbers may be equal. So this condition will be there. So simply we'll say both are equal. A message will be displayed on the screen that both are equal. So now I want to give my custom input because I want to supply numbers for num1. So I am giving num1 as 100 and I am giving some space, and num2 as 300. And I am just pressing this run. So it is successfully executed, and enter two numbers message is printed, and then 300 is maximum is printed. Among those two numbers, okay, 300 is maximum. So this is the input that is taken, 100 and 300. So this is the program to demonstrate the if statement, usage of if statement. There is also another variation in if statement, that is if else. So I want to demonstrate a fresh program. So I'm just refreshing this, and I would like to copy paste the program because it saves my time. So here there is a new program which demonstrates if else construct, programming construct. So here I would like to find out whether the number is divisible by 5 and 11. So for that, a code is written. So this is my preprocessor statement. I'm including the header file stdio.h, and this is the main function. Its return type is integer. And if you give void here, you need not write a return statement at the end of the function. So beginning of the function, and I'm declaring one number num, and then I have to take the input from the user through keyboard, and for that I'm giving this message enter any number. So I'm using a scanf input statement to store the number that is given by the user in this address num. So this is the comment line. If num modulo division 5 is 0, this is our number. If number modulo division 5 is 0, that means it is divisible by 5. Similarly, if num modulo division 11 is 0, then it is also, the number is divisible by 11. So that is the condition which we want to check here. So if num mod 5 is equal to 0, so what is this modulus operator? After dividing this number with 5, it returns the remainder, not quotient. So the remainder, if it is equal to 0, and the number if it is divided with 11 and the remainder is equal to 0, if both the conditions are satisfied, then only it will print number is divisible by 5 and 11. If any one of the condition is not satisfied, then it will go to the else part and print number is not divisible by 5 and 11 put together. So this is the end operation. That means when both the conditions are true, then only the entire expression evaluates to true. Otherwise, if any condition fails, it evaluates to false and goes to the else part. Okay. Now I would like to give some number. So custom input, I would like to change it as say some 55, and I would like to press run. So the status is successfully executed and it occupies the memory 9.4 kilobytes. Input is 55. So the number is divisible by 5 and 11. Okay. So this is the demonstration of if else statement. Thank you.